Tonight it's one big party in Tottenham.
Come on, you Spurs! Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
This is what victory looks like. The streets leading up to the Spurs stadium filled with fans as they cheer on the side who have delivered.
I've been waiting on this for all my life.
Buzzing like it was Wednesday. I enjoyed it. I cried my eyes out with emotion.
41 years since glory in Europe, so getting here hasn't been easy.
Must have been about 30,000 Spurs fans there waiting for the game. And of course at the stadium, absolutely phenomenal. So thank you to everyone connected with our football club. Well done, congratulations. We can all now look forward to the Champions League next year.
So many fans weren't even born the last time this happened. We'll hear from supporters who've been following the action from Bilbao to North London.
Spurs have lost 6 matches out of 8. The team is sliding down the table fast.
Good evening. The party has started in Tottenham, where the streets have been taken over by a sea of white and blue as long-suffering Spurs fans celebrate the club's first silverware in 17 years. The Europa League Champions Victory Parade is well underway. The open-top bus carrying the players started at Edmonton Green and is now making its way down 4 Street before heading to the High Road. It'll then swing around Lansdowne Road and Willoughby Lane before reaching its destination down Northumberland Park and into the stadium. Thousands of fans spanning generations have poured onto the streets, many of whom haven't been alive long enough to experience their team take home a trophy. Arsenal fans might want to look away now. Antoine Allen is at the start of the parade for us. Antoine, what's the atmosphere like there?
Well, the bus has literally just gone past. You can see there's still fans making their way closer to the stadium. I can see the fans, I can see what it means to really be in White Hart right now. It's been 17 years since they won a trophy. Some fans weren't even alive when they last won one. But around here, there's just constant people happy, waving flags. I arrived earlier and some fans had arrived at 11 o'clock to try and get a prime location. Here's what they had to say to me.
Go on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
We are champions!
The celebrations continue. This morning, White Hart Lane was getting dressed and ready to welcome home Spurs' history makers.
Come on, you Spurs!
The Europa League champions. A parade of this magnitude needs food, security and memorabilia to mark the day. But most importantly, the fans that travelled from near and far, arriving hours before the festivities began.
This is my grandson's first time seeing Tottenham winning a cup, so it was a big day out, so we had to make our way over this morning.
Spurs fans from all around the country are going to come and celebrate, and we're all going to be together like a family, and it's going to be amazing.
I've been waiting on this for all my life, 60 years. This is my grandson, he's 10.
Buzzing like it was Wednesday. I enjoyed it. I cried my eyes out with emotion. So yeah, it's going to be very emotional again today.
I think I might cry again.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm so proud of the lads. They really have brought it home and we've been waiting for so long. So yeah.
Emotional. That's all I can say. It's going to be an emotional day and something we'll remember for the rest of our lives.
This will be a brand new start for Tottenham, to be honest. I mean, winning a major trophy like this.
Next season, I want to see them win the Premier League. I want Daniel Levy to buy players.
The last time Tottenham won a European trophy was in 1984, the UEFA Cup against Anderlecht. Spurs legend Gary Mabbott helped his team bring European glory to North London. Today he's enjoying the current team's success as a fan.
The day in Bilbao was absolutely incredible. The fan zones, must have been about 30,000 Spurs fans there waiting for the game. And of course at the stadium, absolutely phenomenal. So thank you to everyone connected with our football club. Well done, congratulations. We can all now look forward to the Champions League next year.
The fans are lining the street to thank the team and enjoy bragging rights in North London.
Come on, you Spurs! Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
So that was the atmosphere earlier, and you can see now it's even more manic, even though the bus is pretty far around now. I've been joined by two fans who literally were there when you won the Europa League. Dan, how do you feel now you're back home in White Hart Lane?
Surreal, to be honest. It's obviously been a long time coming. I'm 33 years old, and I remember the '99 Cup final, Worthington Cup final, and obviously the one under Juan de Ramos in 2008. But it just feels like a lifetime ago now. The stick that we've had off of fans over the years has been hard to take, so it felt like a weight off of our shoulders on Wednesday, and it was just great to be there and you know, take it all in at the time, and amazing experience.
And Anna, how did it feel to be here on the parade and see the lads?
It was just amazing. The atmosphere has been so good. It just can't even describe it. And I was so happy as well. And I shouted out to Ange, and he recognised me, pointed at me, waved. It was a real amazing moment.
Well, I'm sure all of these fans are thankful to Ange, but the big question is whether he will be the manager next season. He said that it takes 2 seasons for him to start winning, and well, he's done that. Well, time will tell. We'll see whether he's there next season to try and win again.
Antoine, thank you very much indeed. Arguably the biggest winners this week, the fans, of course. Thousands of supporters are lining the streets of North London, as you can see, to bask in the glory of Spurs' first European trophy in more than 4 decades. Less than 48 hours after the historic win against Man United in Bilbao, the players, now hailed as heroes, are coming through the streets on the open-top bus, being welcomed back home to Tottenham. And a thought tonight, it is a momentous occasion for the boys on the team, of course, and one that arguably means more to the long-suffering fans, as Carolyn Sim reports.
In their home ground and in Bilbao. It was a moment of pure joy that Spurs fans can never forget, and some could hardly believe.
It was so emotional, full time, tears in our eyes. Like, if I could relive that moment again and again and again, hands down, best day of my life.
Davina Pindoria and her family are lifelong supporters. She was raised a fan and went all the way to Spain with her dad and brother, thinking they'd be watching the match in a fan zone. But Davina had a surprise for them.
Dad! No way! Dad, I got free tickets! No.
So we found out that we're going to be going into the stadium about 2.5, 3 hours before the game. I was telling all these fans, oh, we're just going to watch it here. We couldn't find 3 tickets. We could find 1, but not 3. So we were all watching it together.
3 together.
And then she just surprised us.
Those difficult moments is what makes moments like Wednesday night so worth it.
On the other side of London, in New Malden, it is this man who's the absolute hero, Captain Heung-min Son, who held back tears as he spoke to Korean TV.
한국인으로 태어나서 자랑스럽고.
When he crying, of course I'm crying too.
Ah, that's lovely.
Yeah. He knees down and he was crying, so it's emotionally I was, how can I say? Yeah, he playing the 15 years in Europe, first time ever to lift a major trophy, like Harry Kane.
All of the South Korea people, we support our Son Heung-min, so yeah, we are very proud.
Did you watch the game?
Oh yes, of course.
I'm very happy for Spurs. To be honest, I'm an Arsenal fan. But I'm happy for them because I think there is a break the curse, and then the first one is always the most difficult one.
Anthony Costa from boy band Blue agrees.
The players now will think, we've actually done it. We've got over that line. We've got the curse off our backs. Let's try again next season. And an FA Cup win next season would be unbelievable.
Well, the fans haven't been the only ones soaking up the atmosphere tonight. Of course, players past and present are joining in too. One of them is Spurs alumni Gary Mabbutt, I remember him well, who made almost 500 appearances for the team in the 80s and 90s. He was part of the legendary teams that took home the UEFA Cup in 1984 and the FA Cup in 1991. You saw a little bit of him earlier in Altman's piece, but before he headed into the throes of celebrations, he sent us this message for the club and for the fans.
Wow, what a week it has been. Winning the Europa League Cup on Wednesday, what an amazing day and an amazing night, seeing Sonny lifting that trophy. But having said that, in the European competition, we've really stepped up to the mark. In the quarterfinals against Frankfurt, a tiny bit nervous, I have to say. But overall, very proud indeed of our club. And I'd like to say thank you to the staff, the players, the manager, and of course Daniel and the board for their unwavering support throughout the season. And of course, I have to mention our most amazing supporters. Through thick and thin, they've stuck with us throughout this season. The sway of support has been absolutely incredible, and the day in Bilbao was absolutely incredible. The fan zones must have been about 30,000 Spurs fans there waiting for the game, and of course at the stadium, absolutely phenomenal. So thank you to everybody connected with our football club. Well done, congratulations. We can all now look forward to the Champions League next year.
We'll be back to the party in North London in a few minutes' time. But before that, while celebrations ramp up in Tottenham, 1,000 miles away, their rivals are preparing for a European final of their own. Tomorrow, Arsenal take on Barcelona in Portugal, where they hope to be crowned the winners of the Women's Champions League. The Gunners were the last English team to win the title, but that was almost 20 years ago. So can the luck of North London continue this weekend? Lucky Helen Keenan is in Lisbon to find out.
They believe they can do it, but can Arsenal defeat reigning champions Barcelona in the Champions League final in Lisbon?
Heart is saying 2-1 Arsenal, but my head, I don't really know. It's possibly 1-0 Barca.
I've come from Melbourne, Australia, so 24 hours in the air.
All for this?
Yeah. All the faith in the world, hoping for a big upset.
Yeah. I've also come over from Melbourne, so about 30-hour travel day, landed yesterday. Kind of followed them ever since I was born. My dad's from London.
The Cannons.
Absolutely buzzing. I cannot wait. I'm so blessed to be here. I really can't wait. It's an amazing experience.
So excited. Just can't believe we got here well. It's just crazy.
Arsenal are certainly just one step away now from victory, but their journey hasn't been straightforward. And they will face an uphill battle here in Lisbon to get their second European title. History may be on Spain's side, and arguably Arsenal are going into the game as the underdogs. But there's something special about a final, and on the day here at this stadium, it could be anyone's game. Someone who knows the pressure is Leanne Sanderson. She was on the Gunners team who won this competition 18 years ago.
Best day of my life. You know, the nerves were there, the butterflies were there. And I don't really get nervous for games, but it felt like the biggest game of my life. And even till this day, it was the biggest game of my life.
Arsenal going into this game as underdogs. You've been in that situation before, in this same competition, in that same final. What do they need to do to get it over the line?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think they just have to have that self-belief. We were the underdogs against Umea in that game, and Arsenal were the underdogs going into this game against Barcelona. But it's a final. They're there. The players are there, and anything can happen.
So go on, what's your score prediction? Do you think Arsenal can do it?
I have to believe they can do it. I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1.
So what do the fans think?
I reckon it's going to be 3-1 to Arsenal. Come on, Gunners!
Excited for the game. I think it's going to be 3-2. Chloe Kelly, superstar. Hope she stays. Come on, the Arsenal.
It's going to be 2-1. Mariona's going to score the winner. Come on, you Gunners.
Win or lose, they're certainly inspiring the future generation. Some were even too young to have seen them claim the trophy the first time around. So, can they do it again 18 years on? Well, I think it would be fair to say the atmosphere here at the fan zone is definitely one of excitement, but those nerves are just starting to creep in. Arsenal women, they have been the comeback champions of this competition. Certainly they were on the brink in the quarters and the semis, but they have made it through to the final. But they are facing Barcelona, a formidable side. It's been 18 years since Arsenal women last lifted this trophy. What a special thing it would be for them to do it again this season. Look, the banners here are calling both Arsenal and Barcelona queens of football. Well, in almost 24 hours' time, we'll be finding out just which one of them will be crowned the winners.
Helen Keenan reporting. To the day's other news now, and two teenagers have admitted murdering a 14-year-old schoolboy in a machete attack on a London bus. Kalyan Bokassa died after being stabbed multiple times as he travelled home on the 472 bus in Woolwich in January. Two 16-year-old boys who can't be named for legal reasons appeared at the Old Bailey earlier, where they pleaded guilty to his murder. Rap trio Kneecap put on a surprise London performance last night, despite one of its members being charged with a terror offence. Liam Ohana, who performs under the stage name Mo Channa, appeared at the 100 Club on Oxford Street, where there were extra police on shift wearing tape over his mouth. Kath Apata is here for us now. Kath, what's the latest?
Well, Sharon, if you remember, the group regained infamy after a video emerged online at a gig where the band allegedly told people to kill their local MP. Now, Kneecap have since apologised to the families of murdered MPs, including Sir David Amers. But in more drama, more furore, earlier this week, one of the group's members, like you said, stage name Mo Channa, was charged with a terror offence, namely the alleged display of a flag in support of Hamas, a proscribed terror group. Now, Kneecap have given their reaction to this charge on social media. They said, "We deny this offence and will vehemently defend ourselves. This is political policing. This is a carnival of destruction." Sharon, the group have also previously said they've never supported Hamas. Even with the looming counter-terror investigation, even with this latest terror charge, come later this evening, Kneecap will be performing in a headline slot at the Wide Awake Festival in South London. On the 18th of June, however, the group, specifically Mo Channa, will be making a different sort of appearance, this time at Westminster Magistrates Court for a plea hearing in relation to this terror charge.
OK, Kath, thanks so much. Thank you. It's been a quarter of a century since the first London mayor stepped into office, becoming the most powerful directly elected official in the country. Since then, the devolvement of local authorities means some mayors in other regions are now more powerful than their counterpart in the capital. But what does that mean for the future? Here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
I therefore declare that Kenneth Robert Livingstone is duly elected the first Mayor of London.
When Ken Livingstone won the race to be London's first mayor in 2000, he became the most powerful directly elected politician in Britain. But like his successors, he wanted more. Taking control of London's suburban rail network has long been on City Hall's wish list.
The most obvious extra power, I think, in the short term to be given to the mayor would be to take over the commuter rail system inside London. So not just running the tube and the overground and the Docklands Light Railway, but taking over commuter rail lines inside London, metroisation as it's called.
But successive governments have shown little enthusiasm for handing the mayor more power. Boris Johnson set up a finance commission which floated the idea of City Hall keeping the proceeds of stamp duty.
What we're saying is give us the London's share of the stamp duty receipts, allocate that for housing in London, and we will build the homes that the city needs.
Johnson's pitch came to nothing. The Mayor of London already has considerable power, controlling public transport and a big say in the police, fire service and major planning decisions. But Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, has even more freedom than his opposite number in London when it comes to spending government money.
There are strengths and weaknesses in both systems, but we've moved now to an integrated settlement with the government where we can allocate funding not according to what the Whitehall silos want, but more flexibly across all of Greater Manchester, building from the bottom up with our councils.
The government is now deciding whether to devolve more powers to local authorities. Sir Sadiq Khan is hoping to make the case for London.
Would you like local tax raising powers? We're keen to make sure that the government understands that when we have good policies, they benefit in terms of extra taxes paid, jobs being created and so forth. We're keen to speak to the government about sharing the proceeds of some of that growth.
So that's a yes then. One idea is for a tourist tax levied on hotel guests, but the mayor also faces a rival power grab. The London boroughs would like the government to force the mayor to include them in any big decisions. Simon Harris, ITV News.
Back to the celebrations in North London now, and Antoine is still at the parade route for us. Antoine, how's the party going?
Well, most of the people have made their way towards White Hart Lane. You can see there are police also making their way down, because there's probably lots of people now they need to regulate. But this is a day that every football fan dreams of, seeing their team lift the cup and bring it back to their stadium. Obviously, Spurs fans have waited 17 years for this day. Many of them think it's the start of more to come. Well, what does that mean? Well, there'll be £100 million that will come from being in the Champions League. But the biggest question is, who will manage them if they get to the Champions League? Will it be Ange Postecoglou or a new manager? Only the summer will tell. But today is all about celebration.
It certainly is. Antoine, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening there. Finally tonight, we leave Tottenham with thousands of fans are still celebrating on the streets. For some, it's been decades. For others, a lifetime since Spurs have lifted a trophy and brought it back home to North London. It's been 17 years since they've scooped any silverware and 41 since they claimed a European title. The team ended that drought for the club and for its fans. It's scenes that will be remembered for generations to come.
Yeah! It's amazing!
Today's forecast? Blue skies, followed by a spread of hot and cold plates. TUI sponsors ITV London weekend weather.
Hello there. Very good evening to you. The last few weeks has been exceptionally dry across the capital, but we're going to see some outbreaks of rain as we go through the long bank holiday weekend. It won't be raining all the time, not a complete washout, that's for sure. In fact, most of the rain is occurring overnight. In between weather systems, we'll see some drier and brighter interludes around, although it will feel rather breezy. This is the area of low pressure that's starting to move its way in overnight tonight. There'll be another one as we go through Saturday night and into Sunday and further into Monday too. But you'll notice big gaps between the systems, so actually still some decent spells of sunshine around, just a scattering of showers here and there. As for this evening and overnight though, we've got some sunshine to end the day, the cloud gradually increasing from the north and the west, heralding the arrival of some outbreaks of rain. The brighter colours on here suggesting we could see some heavier pulses, but that cloud cover and the southwesterly wind means that temperatures won't drop much lower than 11 to 12 degrees. So nowhere near as cold to start first thing on Saturday. A bit of a soggy start though, but that rain easing its way eastwards through the morning, a few brighter spells into the afternoon, and it will feel fairly humid, highs up to 20 or 21 degrees. More sunshine up for grabs on Sunday and Monday, just 1 or 2 showers. Pollen's next.
TUI sponsors ITV London weekend weather. Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV pollen count.
And as for that all-important pollen forecast, well, we've come to the end of the tree pollen season. The grass pollen season isn't quite underway at the moment, but with the unsettled spells of weather, good news for hay fever sufferers as it remains low. Take care.